Hi guys, welcome to another Let's Chat Aqua Live. Again, I messed up, forgot the microphone, forgot to unmute it. I wish they would fix that, make it easier to just be able to control your microphone volume by the scenes. Make it easier. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. You don't need to know. Anyways, welcome to another live stream. I'm glad to have you on board, and I hope you're having a wonderful weekend on this weekend. On this, what is it? What holiday is it? I don't know. I got Monday off. I don't remember what holiday. Is it Martin Luther King? I think it's Martin Luther King. So anyways, glad to see everyone on board. I know Mr. Big Knob dropped by. I don't know where he went. He dropped by really early. Welcome Carissa from Crystal Shack Aquatics. Lori B, welcome. Dormscape, how you doing, buddy? Glad to see you on board. Elizabeth, hi, how are you doing? Edgar Calinstano, I'll just call you Edgar. All right. So anyways, what are you guys talking about? Anything interesting? Oh no, that's right. You guys having a storm somewhere over there. For me, for us West Coasters, it's somewhere over there. So yeah, sorry about that. We really don't pay attention to anything outside of past Nevada, I think. That's how we Californians, roll. Anything out past Nevada, we have no clue about. So anyway, so how you guys doing? How you doing, T-Riddle? Welcome, Leslie. Good to see you guys. So anyway, it is a Q&A, so you guys got questions, just pop them. I don't actually have a featured topic, but we do have some channel highlights, an Aqua eval. I think only one person submitted, and of course trivia. So well, yeah, it's our regular lineup again today. So anyways, how are you guys doing? What are you guys doing with your tanks? Anything interesting? Just go ahead and post them down below, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Anyways, I've been on this kick. You know that song "Shallow" from A Star Is Born? Oh man, gorgeous song. I keep playing it. I don't know why I keep playing that stupid song. I can't get enough of it. Of course, I'm just gonna get burned out on it and gonna hate it. Just the same thing, same song that I did with oh, what was it? Oh, by Camellia. That one where she gets really high. I don't remember the name of that song. But yeah, I played it until I just got sick of it. I do that. I tend to do that. Hey, Pasturo, hey, you made it, buddy. Interesting. Did you get out of work? Maybe I should do 5 p.m.s more often so that way you can make it. Hey, Muhammad USA, how are you doing? Good to see you on board. Glad everything's going wrong. So, yeah. Oh, hold on. I had this other thing going here. Hopefully it doesn't stall the stream. But yeah, again, any other questions or anything, go ahead and put some below. It is a regular Q&A, no featured topic, but we will jump into all the other things soon. Sean, how you doing, buddy? Sean Williams in the house. Watch your Sunsun 602, 603 review today. Grab the 602 from 5 gallon. Yeah, that'll work. 602 is, well, it's actually perfect for a 5 gallon with just the motor that's on it. So that'll do you good, especially for a 5 gallon. I think it's a little weak for a 10 gallon. But yeah. But that's why I always switch out the pump for anything bigger than 10 gallons. So Roger Aquarium, welcome aboard. Glad to see you. Oh, that's cool. They should really pay me some finder's fee or something if I'm getting you guys all buy these Sunsun 603s with that video, right? Oh, you are working. All right, gotcha. You're working. Got it. That's too funny, man. Liv says, I am about to start my tank, waiting on a few more pieces to arrive, but I was thinking of using Sierra CO2 start and one of your pin. Doesn't work. Yeah, the Sierra CO2 start. That is basically your typical do-it-yourself CO2, I believe. That's the one where you put in the mix into the container and it produces CO2. So that is really basically a do-it-yourself CO2. You could have just probably gone cheaper if that's the kit I'm thinking that you got. You could have just saved bucks and probably half as much and just get a regular do it yourself thing. If you don't know what that is, do a search on do it yourself CO2. I have a video on it, but I can't really link it here because you guys couldn't copy paste it anyways, but I would have to find that video. So if I have a mod in there, I know I have a couple mods. If you can find that video for it, that'll be good. But yeah, CO2 it'll work. I mean, it'll work. It'll give you the same efficiency as a typical do-it-yourself CO2 setup. First 3-day weekend of the year, and I gotta work. Oh, that sucks, T-Riddle. Sorry to hear about that. Oh, yeah. Luckily, I was surprised we got it off. So normally it depends on the mood of the boss. So it's weird how she does things. Lori B, how does the rule of third apply to the aquascaping tank that is 4 feet long but 1 feet tall? Pretty much the same way. Think of your canvas as 4 feet wide and 1 foot tall. So everything's kind of squishy. But the placement's kind of the same way, you know, the third of the tank, middle of the tank, side, or whatever. Just, you know, if you want to get that symmetry in there. I mean, you don't have to go with the whole rules or anything and just plant whatever. But, of course, using the symmetry to get that right focus and everything. It's the same way. Take thirds of the tank and do it that way. You know, especially with 1 foot tall, it's actually easy to go all the way up. But when you do place it, think of it horizontally. A third of the tank horizontally like that. That's the way I do it. Nara Kashuku, how you doing? Glad to catch another live stream. Glad to have you on board again. So it's awesome. Sean Williams says, just go pressurized CO2. Honestly, you know, that's my same suggestion to anyone. I know a lot of people, you know, can't afford it, but it's still affordable. And honestly, if you do it yourself, it's a pain in the butt, and you're just going to spend as much money in a few months that you could spend on a pressurized CO2 system too. So it's really up to you. I mean, pressurized CO2, you got a lot more control, and yeah, it's a lot more control basically. So Pastor, oh, listening at work, making pizza you can't eat. Oh, jerk. Ryan KB, hello fish nerds, I made it. Welcome aboard. Glad you made it. Okay, yeah, check out that video. You could just do a search on my channel. Just do a search on do-it-yourself DIY CO2. So that's actually a good suggestion too. Domscape says use a dry erase marker to put the grid in front of your glass and split it as even as possible. That's a good way to do it if you need the visuals. Okay, anything else? Edgar is boiling some manzanita to chop up for your tank. Nice. Do I need to soak it for a long time after boiling? You're still going to get tannins, but not as much. I mean, if you really want to try to get rid of it, you could just soak it for weeks. But boiling kind of, you know, makes it go faster. But you're still going to get tannins, but not as much. So, not if you're going to boil it. If you're going to boil it, you really don't have to soak it that long, because what you're doing is you're pushing out all the tannins ahead of time. Also, it helps it, you know, sink, right? So it's really up to you. Tannins don't bother me, honestly. They go away over time with water changes. Or if it really does bother you, but you want to get the wood in your aquarium because you want to get it, you know, started. What you can always do while, you know, especially during the cycle, is to put some Peregrine in your filter. It's chemical filtration by, I think, Seachem. Is it Seachem? I don't know if it's Seachem. But it's called Peregrine. Purigen. And that should clear out your tank in a couple of days, actually. So just use it until all the tannins are gone, and then you can just dump it. Not your driftwood, the Peregrine. So I've never done the rule of thirds. It's okay, you don't have to. Sometimes it just comes naturally to some people. Legion of Shrimp, I just got a Aquatech mini regulator paintball setup. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm at 1 BPS for my 10 gallon, but I don't know if I'm at a good rate for my tank. Okay. Well, first of all, the reason why I said sorry, because I have the Aquatech mini regulator, and I hate that thing because the needle valve is always tricky. Right? I hate that thing. But I guess it's okay. It's more readily available out there, and you just have to fiddle around with it. So that's, you know, not a big. That's the only gripe I have about that regulator. But starting at 1 PPS is what you want to do, even for a 10-gallon. It doesn't matter. And then just slowly, raise it up. Wait a few weeks after one bubble. Check how your plants are doing, and then raise it up. Make sure nothing's gassed or anything. Now, there's a way you can measure it and stuff like that, but it's going to go in a huge, long conversation. But I will be making a video out of it pretty soon. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow if I could get all the shooting and editing done tonight. So really, it depends. I have to write out an outline for the workshop I'm doing tomorrow for other aquarium YouTubers, because I'm talking about retention time, and all that stuff. So I'll try to get that video done. But basically, start at 1 bubbles per second, and then slowly move up or move down from there, depending on how your plants are doing, and depending on how much CO2 is in your tank. It's just so many variables. I can't just tell you how to run how many bubbles per second. Start at 1, see how it goes. Wait a week or two, and then see how your plants are doing, see how your fish are doing, and then you could just kind of start, pumping another 2 bubbles per second or whatever. But don't go overboard. That's the most important thing. All right, like I mentioned in my CO2 series, make sure you have water agitation so that you have a lot of O2 in your tank. Okay, remember O2 and CO2 are independent of each other, the levels, but they do, it's a symbiotic relation. If there's more O2 in your tank, then you can put more CO2 in your tank, okay? So it's that kind of relationship. So make sure you do have that agitation, surface agitation, to get more of that oxygen into the water in your tank, and not to gas your fish as well. So don't listen, well, I guess you could listen if you want, but what I would suggest is not listening to those weird advice out there saying, oh, you don't want first surface agitation or you'll lose CO2. You'll lose CO2 regardless. Okay, there's only so much CO2 you can pump in your tank before it leaves the water and float into the air or whatever. Same thing with O2. That's why you want to keep O2 and CO2 kind of in that equilibrium where there's not more CO2 than O2 in your tank and kill your fish. Because CO2 dissipates into water way quicker than O2. So if you do it too quick, the CO2 goes up really fast, and your O2 is like slowly trying to crawl and catch up. And at that time, that's when your livestock will start to suffocate. Breathing in the, trying to breathe at the top of the tank and all that. Sean, will you just play around until you get something else good and you're happy with? Good advice. Not for some, for others, it works. No, but what I suggest is just learn everything that you can, play with it, and go with what you do. And after a while, you just start doing it on your own, regardless of not using grids or rules or whatever. It just comes naturally after a while, and you understand how it works and stuff. I just added personalized CO2 on my 32 bow front yesterday, and can't wait till a week from now to see how much it helps. Awesome, dude. Glad to hear that. If you have fish in your tank and stuff, just keep an eye on the fish. That's the most important thing. And again, same suggestion. Make sure you have surface agitation on your tank, either with a bubbler or whatever, or from the output of your filter. Okay, make those waves or whatever working on top of your tank. Any good CO2 line splitters out there have a 3-way on a 20 pound, the needle valve stuck. Want to replace it? Just the needle? You have one needle valve on 3 ways? What I would do is get a 3-way splitter and put needle. Oh, yeah. I would get a 3-way splitter that has needle valves on them. That way you can control them independently. You find those on eBay, so that might be better than just getting a line splitter, because you don't have control over 3 tanks. All 3 tanks will probably have different requirements for CO2 depending on how it's set up and stuff. So I always suggest getting a splitter on eBay that hooks into your regulator and actually has needle valves for each split. So I've been having my CO2's been going for a week, roughly for 6 hours a day, not seeing any results on hair grass yet, but the algae is kicking up. Okay, but when did you plant the hair grass? How far along is your tank? Again, it's all about balance. Do you have enough lighting? don't have enough lighting, the plant's not going to use the CO2 that you're giving it, all the CO2 you're giving it, right? So you have to have the lighting to promote that growth fast so that it promotes enough that they need the CO2, you know, the excess CO2 you're giving it, okay? And also make sure you're giving nutrients to your plants. If they don't have nutrients, they can't be strong and grow. So Legion shrimp, you'll need to use the KH and pH chart and measure CO2. Exactly. Get a KH a test, right? You grab that. You know what? Let's go over it really quick. All right. Hold on. Be right back. Where is it? All right. The CO2 chart. Very quickly. What you want to do. I don't like that chart. What you want to do is get a KH reader, and I'm assuming you already have a pH reading meter. Let's find one chart that's really good. Guess that works. Yeah. Okay. So what you want to do is simply use this chart, which is not opening the way I want it to. Really seriously, piece of caca. Give me. There you go. That's the chart I want. Gonna go up. Oh yeah, that's the chart I want. There we go. So what you want to do is get a KH testing kit, and assuming you already have a pH testing kit, you should. If you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's a good thing to have your test kits on hand. 1 second here. Okay, so what we have is their KH down here, the pH up here, and what you want to do is get it in the green area, maybe 1 or 2 boxes in the red area, and that's optimal CO2 in your tank. So run it 1 bubble per second. Okay, take a reading of your tank what I would suggest is take a reading of the KH and pH before the CO2 and lights go on, and then after the CO2 and lights go on after about maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then you get to measure how much CO2 level is in your tank. Now again, this could change often, but your KH should not be changing drastically unless you're switching from, say, tap water to RO water, or if you are or something happens with your tap water that the city's dumping weird stuff in it, right? That might change your KH reading, but I usually take KH readings once a month and go by that. For example, my KH is around 3 usually, right? So what I want to do is always try to keep my pH around maybe 6.4, maybe even lower, because here's the thing about KH. In around the area of 1 to 3, you're gonna get less carbonite in your tank than the reading actually is, because there's KH doesn't just measure carbonites, but it measures other things. It's carbonates. But it also measures other things if it's above 3 ppms or whatever the measurement is. See, this is why I said it was a longer conversation. So what I would do is, in this case, is if my pH is at if my KH is at 3, then I would probably go down one more, about 3.5 or 4, and read it from there and say, well, I want it around 6.5. Optimal, oh, I can't do it because it's red. Optimal range is, I believe, 30 ppms, right? So around here, these 2 bars right here is good. Let me change the color of that. All right, right around here is what I'm looking for. So I want my pH or my CO2 to inject into my tank where it will bring the pH level down to 6.5 or 6.6. Now, once you have that reading, once you know what your KH and pH is, and assuming that you're not swinging it for any weird, obvious reasons, right? Like putting, I don't know why you would, but baking soda or some weird chemicals in it. what I do is I always know that before the lights go on, before the tank goes on, I measured this. Now my pH is at 7.3. Sorry, guys. 7.3, right? If that's the case, and I know my KH is 3, then I would run my bubbles per second to get my pH down to 6.3. So that is, in a sense, 1 point difference. So that's how I know. That's how I remember. From there on out, I just need to get pH to drop by 1 kind of thing. Okay, but you use this chart. This chart's really easy to use. Get a KH testing kit. Make sure you have a pH testing kit, and just do it like this. Measure it before, measure it after, so you get accurate readings. If you're new to this, do it a few times so you get the gist of how it works, and you do it per tank, each tank that you have. So that's how you do it. Assuming that I could get this working. Hold on a second, guys. So anyways, I hope that made sense. If you have any other questions, just leave them down below. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Let's see, where are we at? The UNS Mini regulator is better. I have no experience with it, but I'll go with what you say, Ryan. If you think so, I think you know what you're talking about. T-Riddle, I'm getting some brown funk on the leaves, plant leaves. Don't think it's diatoms. I'm not sure if it's possibly feeding too much or not clean enough, or maybe both. It could be both. It might be diatoms, but is it growing on the side of your glass? If so, it's most likely diatoms. If not, it could be something else. So I'm not sure. You're going to have to show it to me, or take a picture of it, post it in the Facebook group. You'll have to. That's a question for someone else. Lupe says, "Can you house a crayfish and a mono shrimp together?" I'm not sure. I don't have experience with crayfish. I'm assuming maybe the crayfish might eat the shrimp, especially how small the monos are, but compared to a crayfish. But yeah. How many days should I be running CO2? This is what I do. I turn on the CO2 an hour before the light goes on, and then I have the CO2 turn off an hour before the lights go off. An hour before the light goes on, so that it ramps up the CO2 into the tank, so that once the lights go on, the plants have enough sufficient CO2 to start doing its photosynthesis and grow and stuff like that. An hour off just to have that rest time to ramp down once the light goes out, because it's just safer that way. If you turn it off with the lights on, light at the same time with the lights, then you have that level of CO2 just sticking in your tank and then slowly going down and not being used by the plants. If that's the case, you have a lot of CO2 in your tank, and you might run into problems or whatever. I just do a good ramp up and ramp down kind of thing. An hour before, an hour after, or hour before, right? Hour before, twice. An hour before the lights go on, an hour before lights go out. People honking their horns, damn it. Hey D, how you doing? Down the wormhole is in the house. When dwarf sad dies back, does it go back? Does it take a while for it to start growing? It depends on the your tank. All right. Dwarf hair grass on the tank downstairs that I have, the 20-gallon. It's a freaking annoying. I pull it out, it'll just keep coming back really, really fast because of the environment of the tank. CO2, high lighting, and lots of nutrients still coming from the soil. I haven't dosed that tank in a long time. Those nutrients are still feeding those plants in that tank. At my office tank, where I have a 75-gallon, only a stingray on it, one strip, it's barely getting any light down there. I have some dwarf sage down there. It's growing really, really thin, really sparse, because it's just not enough light. I'm not putting CO2 in it. First time I planted it died back, and then it grew back, but it took months to grow back. And then it just started growing into sprouting in little areas. It's just that they're sparse because there's no CO2, there's no high lighting. It's doing its best it can to grow. But again, in that kind of situation, you can tell that dwarf hair grass is just weeds, because even in crappy situations, it still grows. Bleh. Hate that stuff. Through any evals, I might buy another one from a different company, maybe a different brand. I have no problems with my splitters. It's pretty good, so I'm not sure. Maybe you just got it dud. Lesion strength has gone 3 weeks. Okay, are you dosing as well? Do you have enough nutrients in the tank to really take rafts? What about lighting? That's the other thing too. Hey, Breakthrough, welcome to the live chat. Edgar, thought of something else. Can you use petrified? Yes, you can. Use petrified wood in your tank. I love using petrified wood in the tank. It's just expensive, but it looks great in the water. You can do so much great aquascaping with it. So I'd use a lot more petrified wood if it didn't cost so much. It's also heavy, so it'll make your tank pretty heavy. So can show you. You're gonna have to submit all that stuff through the Facebook group, only because I just don't want to deal with trying to ask 50,000 things about it. I'm not gonna watch a video on that. Sorry. The reason why I just don't want to pull up an unknown link is because I'm streaming right now and I don't know what you have on that video. And I don't want YouTube to ding me if you had some kind of copyright or something on it, or using copyright materials or something like that. It happens, and I've seen it happen on streams where they get dinged because they were streaming something they shouldn't be streaming. So, oh, Crystal Shack, yeah, Carissa's a good person to ask. She does all these crystal stuff for the aquarium, so. Do plants help fight against algae? Yeah, if floating plants, any plants help fight against algae because they're eating up all the nutrients before the algae could take hold of it. Well, if you plant enough plants and if they're growing fast enough. But yeah, it will help against fighting against algae, duckweed, or something like that. I don't know if you want that in your tank because that stuff is freaking nasty. Nasty as in it won't stop growing. So, yeah, definitely something like duckweed. They really suck up all those nutrients in your tank. And it will help with the algae problem if you have any. Petrified wood is stone. There's no wood in it. Right. Lori B says that. Elizabeth, could I add plants after running my tank for a few days to get cage pH levels where they should? Or should I dry start? I'm going with the soft water plants, North Bay to Luiga Repins. Could I add plants after running my tank for a few days? Yeah, sure. You could add plants. Or you could do dry start, whatever your preference is. Normally, when you set up a tank, it's common. Hold on. It's commonly suggested that you don't plant. Hold on a second. That you don't plant anything. You wait a day or two before you plant stuff. Normally, I plant right away, but then I know how to deal with dieback. Sorry, I want to mod Carissa as my mod because I like her. She's awesome. We talk a lot. Okay, cool. But yeah, or you could do dry start. It's up to you, really up to you. Yeah, but I add plants right after I set up a aquarium, whatever, just so I know where everything's placed and stuff, and I know how to deal with dieback. So, but it's totally up to you. Legion Shrimp says, if you have plenty of good available lots of hiding places, your shrimp and crayfish will live in harmony for most part. There you go. I'll go with that one. Lori B, I hate how much aquarium stone costs. I'm thinking of buying it by the ton because I'll get more from the money. Yeah, but again, just make sure you get the right stones. But you can go to a stone quarry place. It's way cheaper there than buying from a fish store or whatever, local fish store or aquarium store. But I tend to, if I need lots of rocks, I sometimes go to Home Depot, see what they have. Usually nothing. That sucks. But I would go to a stone quarry around here, and they have tons of selections. You know, even petrified wood still costs a lot, even there. But yeah, lava rocks are really cheap there. So that's one of my favorite things to play with is lava rocks, because it's super cheap at a stone quarry, and you get tons of it. My duckweed is dying in my main tank, but the plant's growing cesspool. It's exploding. But in my plant growing cesspool, it's growing. Yeah, I don't know why. You gotta double check that. I don't know why your duckweed is dying in your main tank. That's weird. There's something off in your main tank? I don't know. What were you growing in your plant growing cesspool? Maybe it's nutrients. Because if you're saying plant growing cesspool, I'm assuming it's a tank where you throw all your trimmings in. So maybe it's there. There's a lot of detritus or whatever dieback from the plants that it's producing enough nutrients for the duckweed to really suck it up. Gotta remember, duckweed sucks up a lot of the I believe ammonia or nitrates. So if you have a lot of competition going on, if you don't have enough for the duckweed will die. And your other plants will be thriving, but your duckweed will die. Tom Will, what's your thoughts on UV sterilizers 24/7? I don't use it. I have a UV sterilizer and one of my filters comes with it. I turned it off. Mainly because I don't want it sterilizing any things that will get in the way of growing my plants, which it can. But I would only use it if there was an algae bloom, green water, stuff like that. I would run the UV sterilizer for a couple of days to get rid of it if I can't figure out what the problem is. But that really hasn't happened in a very long time. But yeah, UV sterilizer, I don't use it unless there's a reason to. Just like chemical filtration. I don't use chemical filtration unless there's some reason that I need to use it for. And by the way, welcome to the chat, Tom Will. Lori B, I tried every landscaping company within 50 miles. They didn't have anything I can use other than river rocks. It's not what I'm wanting. If I check a lava rock, I'll be happy. No luck. Really? That's interesting. Try not looking at landscaping companies. Look at actual rock quarries. I don't know where you live, Lori B. I'm not sure where. It could be living in a small town. You don't have that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt to try to find places to get the hardscape, but once you do, you're pretty much green. So hopefully you do good in your search, find something. Kaylee, very carefully, how do you move aquarium and keep the scape the same? Drain the water down to pretty much the substrate and then move it. Well, after you take out your fish. I'm assuming that was a given. But take out your fish, drain the water down to the substrate, and then move it. It should be lighter, way easier to move. Don't go halfway, do all the way down the substrate. And assuming everything is anchored in place, it shouldn't get jostled. But that's normally how you would do it. Okay, but keep the substrate wet. Okay. But that's the easiest way to do it. Just move it very carefully. I'd put it on a board and move it. Don't trying to jostle it around too much. Laurie B, why do I live in such a backward place? I don't know. That's something that I can't answer, considering I don't even know where you're at. So maybe you could consider moving. Sakura is similar to or the same as lava rock as far as I know. You live in New Zealand, so we call things by different names. Yeah, you guys always call things by different names. You guys outside the U.S. call things by different names. I always get confused sometimes. They'll say something, I'm like, what is that? And they'll explain it to me. I go, oh, you mean this? And they're like, well, yeah, we call it blah, blah, blah here. I'm like, well, that didn't help. But, anyways, it's just what... Breakthrough, my cesspool is more of a multi-purpose container with compost and unidentified worm culture from the wild. I've occasionally experimented by growing rice in with it. Oh, well, maybe that's why. Sounds like it's a cesspool of nutrients. And that's probably why your duckweed is growing like crazy in there. Ricardo, yeah, Home Depot sells lava rocks. Maybe you should check there. But unfortunately, the Home Depot in my areas, I noticed, sells like bags of lava rocks, and they're all small little lava rocks for fire pits. So, I mean, it's good for using it as a filter biomedia, but not for decorations. They're so small, unless you want to make little small decorations out of it. Joshua Spurka, simplest way to split a CO2 line into 2 tanks. Don't split the line, split the actual split. You get an actual splitter that hooks up to your regulator. Your regulator comes out, has a little needle valve. Put the splitter on that. The splitter has needle valves. Like if you're splitting it into 2, you get a 2 splitter needle valve, 2 splitter. Then it have 2 needle valves on it, and you just attach it to your regulator. You find those on eBay, pretty cheap. Let's go and do this. Hopefully I don't pull anything out, but I will show you right now. They're cheap. Not these, not these, these. This is the stuff I get. And they work well. And you can go up to, it looks like 6 there. But I have a 2-way splitter and a 3-way splitter downstairs. I'm not using a 3-way splitter. I use a 2-way splitter. And then I just turn off the knee valve off of one if I'm not using it. Because I was setting up one of the tanks. But the other tank needs CO2. So I just shut off one of the, I just turn off the neo valve on one of them and just let the other one go. Awesome way. Especially awesome way to feed 2 tanks and save a buku bucks on just setup for 2 tanks. But the drawback is you have to have, you have to have the tanks close together. You know, so that's the only thing I have a problem with. Let's see here. I could buy tons of lava rock, have it shipped and resell. You could, but you have to buy tons of lava rock. You have to have the space to find and put it. And hopefully you have enough Aquarius in your hometown or city or whatever and to buy it. So, yeah. The unfortunate thing is they're heavy. You know, you have to rent a truck to get tons of rock, lava rock or any rock. Breakthrough, I'm in Goa, India, a place where my family originated. Most structures are made of porous rock that I assume is lava rock. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool to know. Crystal Shack Aquatics. My water has always had green tinge. Water supply is from local river, probably why. If I paint the back of my aquariums, it won't be as noticeable, right? Yeah, if it's black, it's harder to see any green tinge in your aquarium water. Run Peregrine through it and see if it gets rid of the greenness. Is the greenness from the tinge? Is that from algae? Because I don't know why it'd be green. Brown I understand, but green? Interesting. Oh, please don't talk about barbecues, guys. You're going to get me hungry. Edgar, construction company that build fireplaces may know or be able to get you some lava rocks for other various rocks. Good tip there. Yep, Mellywell. That's what I use for my biomedia for pretty much all my filters, except the one over at the office. But I use lava rocks as my biomedia. Works great. Works great. There's tons of people out there always piss on an idea or something that works great for other people, and they're trying to find something wrong with it. I don't know why people do that. Always shitting on people. People love to. No, they love to see a hero rise, but they also really, really love to tear them down, and it sucks. It's the way our society is. But yeah, I never had a problem with lava rocks as filter biomedia. The only reason I didn't use it for the office is because, you know, if I ever leave or something, I didn't want them to freak out. I didn't want to tell them, oh, you go buy lava rocks. So you just tell them to go buy some ceramic media that's already in there, and I found a deal that got tons of it, so it's tons of it sitting around at the office if they ever need it. But you don't switch out biomedia all that much, so it doesn't matter really. Let's see. Copper can cause green? Well, copper is not good for fish, or, well, shrimp anyways. But, yeah, I gotta make sure it's not copper. Ooh. Breakthrough. I got a water pump. I don't know what to do with it. Any ideas? I was thinking of a sump, but I have no vinyl tubing. Is it something is it a water pump that goes in water? Can you control the flow? If you can, make a sand waterfall. That's a fun project. I don't know how big your pump is. Go if you're thinking of a sump but you don't have vinyl tubing, get vinyl tubing. Oh, okay, so it is algae. Run some Peregrine through it. A couple of days, a day or two. It should go away. Well, I don't believe in humans. Okay, neither do I. Some humans. Most humans. I mean, just look at Facebook. Kind of dejects your belief in that humankind is for the greater good. Yeah, much copper wouldn't be good for the human either. Good point. Oh, there you go, Ricardo. Great suggestion. Use your water pump to do water changes. Yeah, Peregrine. Peregrine is this. It is pull up. Hopefully it doesn't show any suggested porn or none. Okay, good. Is it Peregrine or Peregrine? Peregrine. There you go. This is Peregrine. So yeah, it is by Seachem. So you use that, put it in a bag, and then stick it into your filter as your chemical filtration, and it should clear out the green algae stuff. It clears out green water pretty well. Clears out tannins pretty well too. So, yep, there it is, Peregrine. And I believe Seachem check is in the mail. So let's see here. Okay, you already have a pump for that. Well, you just stocked it with pump. I just put it away and use it for a rainy day, right? If you set up another aquarium or something. You never know, right? Okay, so let's go on and move to Aqua evals. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and unfortunately that title is kind of wacky because it says channel highlights at the end. I totally forgot to change that, the wording to that. But anyways, welcome to Aqua evals. If you have a aquarium or aquascape you wanted us to take a look at, check out, get some advice or whatever, go to our Facebook group, which you see link in the other chat or other window. But it is facebook.com/group/thewaterbox. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so check that out. So this first one comes from Derek F. Okay, he is showing off a 10-gallon tank. It's the 10-gallon Aquarium something. Forgot what it's called, but it's a package. It's a beginner package kind of deal. So the lighting is the built-in hood LEDs. First off, that's really weak light. So I don't know how because it comes with a hood. So I'm not sure how you would add lights to it or whatever. But you might want a little more light there. I'm not quite sure how powerful that LED is. I looked at a video of it because I was wondering what you were talking about, and it wasn't all that powerful. Okay, so or it didn't look all that powerful. Okay, substrate is fluval substrate capped off with standard black aquarium rocks. That's fine. No CO2 setup. You have root tabs in your substrate, and your filtration is the in-tank filter that came with the tank. So his question is how manageable would style weapons be in the very front stretch across my tank in the same area where the moss balls are? Would it be too much and end up blocking everything in the ridiculous amount of growth you're talking about here? I think it'll be fine. Ridiculous amount of growth probably won't happen in the tank setup you have right there. It might take, hopefully it doesn't die, but it might take a while to grow in because you really don't have that much light on there, on that tank, at least from what I've seen. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure if Thyrorecords is actually a good choice. Thyrorecords does grow in low light, but if it's too low, it might die. Back, I believe if Sean Williams is in the chat, he might be able to tell you more. Because I know he knows Thyrorecords. I think S-Weapons, because he's messed with S-Weapons a lot, I believe. I think it was you, Sean Williams. But anyways, so you're talking about here, where you have the style weapons right here. You have them grow here. Again, I'm just worried about your lighting. And I would suggest you trying to raise that lighting up somehow. Hold on a second here. Why is this not working? Oh, that's why. Okay. So, yeah. This is a good area to grow them, though, right around here. Good area right there. Let's take a look at your other picture here. So if any guys else have any ideas or whatever that he could do with his tank, let us know. Again, another picture of the area where he wants to grow this tower weapons. Actually, if you could get it to grow a nice little bunch, that actually would look really good there, I think. My personal opinion. But yeah, other than that, can't really tell the back there because all I see is the reflection. But I might put some plants to grow up in the back, along the back as well. I love maybe move some of that Valscenarias. I can't say the name. All the way across so that it grows up. But it does look good. If you like the empty area here, looking here, leave it. But the style weapons, yeah, you can go with that. Dwarf Hairgrass you might have better luck with that. But around this area here would look pretty good. Yeah. That's what my suggestions are. So anyone else's suggestions, please leave them in the chat below so he can see it. I'm not entirely sure if he's actually in the chat today, but he will come and check it out later on the replay, hopefully. Hey, Aquaballs, welcome to the chat. See what happens. Orby, hardcore aquarist. Oops, I still have the circle up on here. Why did that? Yeah. That was an intense transition. Sorry. Was it too loud? Hopefully it wasn't too loud. A gentle giant in the tank. For sure, Ricardo. You can scrape off the back part of the cover. Oh, you can? Well, that's a good idea. I just don't know if it's too far back. I don't know if the light will reach the front. That's the other thing. I don't know, or just completely take off the cover. Because it is a rimless tank, so it looks kind of good. So, hey, Johan Aquatics, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. That was our champion from last week's trivia. Aquaballs, again. Hi. Are you interested in horticulture? Not completely, really. I mean, I might, I don't mind growing my own stuff. I just don't have the area to grow my own stuff to, like plants and whatever to eat and stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool. But I don't have a real need to understand horticulture. It's more of the science that I like. But then I like science, period. So regardless. S-Reppin, tiny little plants, isn't it? Tiny at first, yes. But if you grow it in a very rich light environment, CO2 environment, high nutrients, stuff goes out crazy, out of control. If you watch my playback of the 20-gallon Dutch style tank, you see how it just grew a carpet of that stuff. But I was pumping CO2, highlighting, and EI dosing it, and just giving it everything it wants, everything in the tank it wants. So it grew out of control. It's nice. I love the plant. It makes a really cool looking carpet too. But yeah, it could be tiny. Plants usually are tiny if you don't give it enough light, don't get enough CO2. But it's fine if you're good with that. It's fine too. But if you do, remember CO2, highlighting, all that stuff. The people do that to make the plants really bush up and grow and be vibrant in color. Some red plants, but more light. Yeah. Some red plant, yeah, I don't know. Red plant, you need more lighting for that. Because when I looked at the review for that tank, it would look really shoddy. It didn't even look like it looked like really cheap LEDs. Is what I'm saying, just to light up so you could see what's in the tank, kind of thing, not to grow plants. So I'm not entirely sure what if there's a different model he got or what have you. So red plants need higher levels of iron, right? No, it needs higher levels of light in most cases. Some red plants don't. There's a couple that don't. Iron helps plants in general. It helps build the structure of the plants, but it doesn't make it more red like a lot of people think. It helps, but it doesn't make it redder. What makes it redder is high intensity light. more intense the light is, the more it's going to turn red, because that's just how the behavior of the pigments work in the plants. At least that's how I understand it from my research. Okay, but iron does help regardless for any plants, just to grow sturdy and more vibrant. That's why a lot of people say you need more iron. Well, iron helps keep the structure steady, and it also keeps the vibrant colors in your plants. So regardless, levels, iron is good. High levels of iron, you just got to give it enough iron that it has more than enough iron that it can eat. But don't go extremely high in iron, because that's not good for some shrimp, I believe. I know copper is bad. I don't know. I'm not sure about iron. I'm having problems with my flower horn that I got for my birthday. I'm sorry to hear that. What problem? Maybe we can help. Post it down below, and I'll post it in the comments, and someone will help. Yeah, plants suck up iron fast. They do. That's why I like doing the clay thing. Make sure I have like tons of iron available for plants. Kiddo catching guppies for her tank. Oh, cool. Are they catching wild guppies? That's cool. 808 Tank, how are you doing, sir? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, look, S-Weapons will grow in low light, just not as... right? You know, you give it stuff, it grows really, really good. I don't know how low your the light is in your tank, but extremely low lights, no plants do all that well. Maybe some will. But again, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, completely sure of his setup, and how much light that actually is, because I've never seen the setup before. I didn't go to the store. I don't have experience with it. So yeah. So anyone have any other questions? Joshua Sparka, you posted a tank for an eval. It's a little late now. We'll have to get on the next one, I guess. So yeah, well, I think that's really true for a lot of other plants too. Ryan says S-Weapons need strong lights to grow horizontally. If it's low light, S-Weapon will go straight, mainly because it's trying to reach the light. That's really true for a lot of plants. They'll go straight and skinny, trying to reach the level of the light. If you have a lot of light giving it, will grow out horizontally, right? It will spread horizontally rather than trying to grow up and long like that. Lobelias, same thing. If you get a lot of lights, it grows like a bush like that. But if you don't, it'll just grow stringy long. And I mean, you might have seen some of my videos, my lobelia, in like the tanks that didn't have that much lighting, which like my office tank, but I haven't done an update on that. But all my lobelias in the office tank is up straight like that, right? Because it's really low light. But like in my tank downstairs, lobelia does that. It grows a nice little bushy thing. So also, it gave me a lot of CO2 too. So. How can we tell if we're missing either in aquariums and how much to dose? That's the harder part, and that's why it's taking me so long to do the nutrient series of videos, is because there's a lot of guesswork or a lot of trying it out, waiting to see what happens, see how your plants grow and stuff. That really, because we don't have ways to measure certain nutrients, and that would probably bankrupt us if we did have all these test kits for different nutrients, because there's a lot of nutrients. You got the micros, macronutrients, the macronutrients, or macronutrients. You have the 4 types, and then you have the micronutrient, which you have tons of it, like 13 or whatever. So if you had to buy a test kit for each one, that'll make us all poor. But a lot of it has to do with watching the plant, seeing what it's doing. If it's going yellow, you might need more potassium and stuff like that. So that kind of thing is you have to learn from experience, unfortunately. But there's ways around it. So it sometimes takes work. Get an all-in-one fertilized doser, and then just go with that and just read the instructions and go by how much to squirt in your tank and stuff. That will give your plants at least some kind of nutrients for it. The nice assortment of nutrients for it to grow. Or you can do something like EI dosing method, which is foolproof, right? Is that you put so much nutrients in the tank that the plants have more than it needs, right? Unfortunately, for that kind of thing, you have to do a 50% water change every week, to reset the tank so that you don't get algae bloom. But I'll explain all that in the the nutrient series. But the only way to do it now, from off the top of my head, without going into any of those nitty gritties, is that you gotta watch your plants and learn how they grow. Go get that nutrient. Go download this. I'm gonna spell this wrong. Don't judge. Okay. Go download this chart right here. There's a bunch of them. You just do plant efficiency guide, and it'll tell you, right? It'll tell you like what the behavior of the plant is. It'll tell you what you need more, right? Lower leaves turn yellow from outside going in. Veins remain green, saying that you're lacking magnesium. You're lacking magnesium if there's yellow spots or elongated hole between the veins. White deposits on the leaves usually means you don't have enough carbon dioxide. So it's a good chart to go by. So I would download that, save that on your computer, so that you can look back at it all as much as you want. Yeah, the greens, all the colors in plants are showing pigments, right? And the way photosynthesis works is that it's creating all that green pigment. But during the fall, the autumn kind of thing, you know how the leaves turn yellow and red and stuff? It's because it's preparing for the winter, storing all the energy in itself. Okay, I don't know the exact science or exact words of it. So when it does that, it's pushing out the red pigment so that it's not getting hit with so much sunlight that it's going to burn down and dry up. Okay, because it's storing water in itself. Okay, again, bigger, longer discussion, but yeah, I could make a video on that later. But that is kind of important. So that's why when you give plants intense light, especially red plants, it pushes more of that red pigment out than usual, so it looks bright red to us. Okay. But that's kind of a good analogy. So red plants is like melanin in humans. Kind of, yeah. Actually, no. Well, see, that's a good question. Do red plants pull more from the green and blue spectrum since they reflect the red? I'm not too sure about that, but let's talk about the green part of it. Now, a lot of people for a while there has been saying that plants don't use the green spectrum. Green plants don't use the green spectrum as much, but uses blue and reds because it's reflecting greens. Well, that's not the case. All right, more studies they find that green plants do use the green spectrum, just not as much as the red and blues. Right. So the question is, your question is asking the same. Based on the same principles of that study, right? And which is an old study. They're finding that the green spectrum is getting used a lot by green plants, just not as much as reds and blues. But again, you just study the behaviors of how the spectrums grow plants, and you can get a good idea and kind of come to your own conclusions on that. I think I mentioned that in one of my lighting videos in this series. So. But for that one, I'm not completely sure. You might have to ask someone that's more sciencey, that's into botany or whatever it is, whatever they call it, on studying plants. You're not allowed to have shrimp. Why aren't you allowed to have shrimp? Dude, don't know. I don't know much about succulents. Is it succulents? Is that what they call them? Is that what they call cactuses? Is it succulents or something else? Not sure. I said I'm more interested in. I don't know. I just know more about plants in the water rather than outside. I'm not a horticulturist. There's similarities, but when talk about plants outside of the water, it gets a little different. So. Goodbye, Edgar. Good to have you in the chat. Oh, that's interesting. I think Australia or New Zealand, by law, they're not allowed there. Really? Well, that's interesting. I wonder why is that. They're talking about shrimp. That's why Carissa can't have shrimp. Fishing our vlogs. You're late to the party. Better late than never, right? You always want to make an interest, my friend. So that's good. You guys, yeah. Hey, remember to hit that like, guys. That'll help me out. I think it does. Still out. The jury's still out on likes and dislikes, so I don't know. It's good. I'm trying to skip a lot of you guys talking to each other, so I can end. Okay, good. Aqua just bought the Diane's Watchdog. It's a really interesting book, so soak up that information. See if you want to try some of the Watchdog method. Great info. He's right. Domscape says great info. Really? I found it really cheap when I looked it up. Wasn't that much. Okay. What are we doing next? Alright, let's go to channel highlights, right? I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, welcome back to the chat. And we are doing channel highlights, and these are a couple of channels, or 3 channels that I love watching and I think should be given some chances. If you guys want to check out some new channels, check them out. First one is Otter Creek Aquatics. Really like this guy here. Again, the links will be down in the description below, and I will link them in chat. Not that you could actually click on it or anything, but whatever. That is Otter Creek. And of course, I always forget to put a name. Otter Creek Aquatics. Alright, that's what we're looking at. This guy, he came to me yesterday and I sat with him and went through his channel really quick. But he seems like a really nice guy, and he's trying to, just get it out there. He's kind of all over the place and stuff, but, hopefully he'll find his way. I want to maybe, give him some tips and suggestions about how to focus a little bit more. But, good guy. He needs to fix up on his camera presence, but, decent cutting, decent production. So he's getting there. Okay. The second one is Aquatic Girl Talks, and I actually love this channel too. I wish she would do more videos though, but she's been coming back with some videos lately, so hopefully she'll do more. But she's fun too. Aquatic Girl Talks. Not many videos, so she kind of started it, went on a break, and then came back again. But she has this really cool pond outside. Yeah, give her a chance. Check her out. The third one is Mindy's Corals. And I really like her channel as well. And I don't know. You notice I'm always liking the girls' channels? No? I like guys' channels too. Maybe it's a pattern. I don't know. But maybe it's just style or whatever they're putting through. Just but sometimes produce a little better. But anyways, good production value on this one. She goes through a lot of saltwater stuff. And she has a gorgeous reef tank. Where is it? It's saying behind it, but I don't want to click on the video because I don't remember what video has what in it. But she has a gorgeous reef tank in there, and she does have a lot of tips and discussions about reef and stuff like that. And also she has seahorses. That's really cool too. Yeah, anyways. So those are the 3 channels that I'm highlighting today in this stream. So, anyways, I hope you guys give them a chance. Check them out. If you like them, hit that subscribe button. Give them and show them some love. Yeah. So, anyways, where are we? Back to the solo scene. All right. There we go. So, I don't know where else we be talking about here. We're still talking about the Diane Wallstad book. Yeah. Cool. All right, I don't know what else you guys have. Nothing else. So, yeah. So, any other questions or comments, I'll post them down below, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. But, yeah, maybe in this low, how many people have we got in the chat right now? Can someone give me a chat count? Wait, there it is, 20 people. Why don't we play some trivia? You guys ready for that? You guys want to do some trivia? So, here we go. Be back in a bit.
Welcome to
Okay, guys, on trivia, again, ignore that. I will someday up that video. That video is actually instructions about how to play the trivia. That has changed since I've done this or revamped the trivia and the way how it works. So remember this, 10 questions, okay? And when I post questions on my end, I'll give it up to, let's see, I turned off latency, so we should be quicker. So once it hits 30 seconds, well, once it hits 40, once it hits, let's say 40 seconds. When it hits 40 seconds, I'll go ahead and tally up the scores, okay? The way you answer is if it's a multiple choice question, you would proceed with pound and then the alphabet of the answer. Like if it's A, B, C, D, or E, you would pound A, C if that's your question, okay? Pound A, pound C, okay? If that's your answer, whatever. If it's a true and false question, you would do pound T or pound F or true or false. Okay, and if it's a free-form question, meaning that you have to actually type out the name or whatever, then you would have to pound and then your answer. So if what color is the sky, pound and then blue. Spell out blue, okay? And that's how it works, okay? All right, so 10 questions. The first 3 questions are on the ocean, aquatics, and whatever. The next 3 questions are what am I? You look at pictures. You have to identify what it is. And the last 4 questions today for this topic is actually, I hope you guys are Trekkies, because we are doing Star Trek Next Generation trivia. So the last 4 is Star Trek Next Generation. I hope there are Trekkies in this chat. Please say there is. If there are not, I have to reevaluate whether or not I should still be doing videos for you guys. Because the way to life is Star Trek, guys. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. All right, I think we're going. Is everyone in the chat hearing me okay? Because you guys stopped talking. So I'm not sure if you're waiting for trivia to start or what. So give me... Seriously? You know what Star Trek is? Johan Aquatics? Get out, get out. Out of my chat. Go away. Go away. Okay, good. You guys are. You're just waiting for questions. Okay. So anyways, all-time top 5 still past the dirt road. Martin K second, 54 Punchy. Kiddo's way up there, right? 3rd place. Okay, Jordan Payne. And then Sphinx LOL. And then last week's champion is Johan Aquatics, who I believe is in the chat right now. So you guys must pay homage to Johan Aquatics. Is he still here? No? All right, cool. All right, we're going to get started. So, let's start. First question, loading up. All right, worth 1 point. Okay, timer's on. This fish has both lung and gills, enabling it to breathe both under and above water. What is it? Is A, a lungfish, B, crabs, C, airfin tuna, D, sailfin, or E, razorfin shark? Okay, which one is this? Pick your answer. If you think it's A, it's pound A. If you think it's B, pound B. So remember, pound and then your answer. And then we'll see how it goes. All right, we're timer at 30 seconds. We're almost there. We're about to tally up. For all you slow streamers or slow connections. Yeah, tallying up right now. Okay, there you go. It is lungfish. Okay? The correct answer is lungfish. All lungfish develop lungs that allow them to breathe air in the water with low oxygen levels, waters that other fishes couldn't survive in, similar to primitive amphibians. The lung is a modified swimming bladder which the lungfish uses to absorb oxygen and remove waste. So there you go, That was the correct answer was lungfish. Current leaderboard is Breakthrough, Crystal Shack Aquatics, Don Scape, Johan Aquatics, Lori B, Marywell, and Todd Ratson. Hey Todd! Nice to see you in chat, buddy. Missed ya. Alright, anyway, so, it looks like Johan Aquatics is trying to keep his champion title. Alright, here we go. Alright, loading next question, guys. This question is worth 1 point. Which of these loaches has been known to swim frantically due to its ability to sense changes in the weather? Okay, is it A, a yo-yo loach, B, a long-nosed loach, C, a dojo loach, or D, a skunk loach, or E, zebra loach? So type in your answer, pound, and then the answer, whether A, B, C, or D, right? Whatever you think it is. And then we will tally when the clock hits 40. Okay? No, you don't have to use capitals. You could use smaller case. You don't have to do capitals. Sorry, you're washing dishes. Aqua balls, you're washing dishes. We're doing trivia. Why are you washing dishes? Oh, tallying up right now. Here we go. Clock went 40. Sorry, I got distracted from you guys talking. The correct answer is the dojo loach, also known as the weather loach. This term comes from their ability to detect changes in the barometric pressure and react with frantic swimming or standing on end. This is because before the storm, the barometric pressure changes, and this is known to make the fish more active. All right, there you go. The correct answer is dojo loach. We have Domscape at the top, breakthrough following, everyone else following Domscape. All right, so I think the board's still the same. No new person got through. Yeah, sorry guys. Unfortunately, I can't control, how well your connection is. So, I have to do the time limit too, just so it makes it a little more fair, so people don't go Google the answer. So I don't know. Some of you guys are fast Googlers. Not sure. All right, on to question number 3. Should be easy. Worth 1 point. What is the largest reef in the world? All right, timer's on at 4 seconds, 5 seconds. A, the reef fence. B, the sea reef. C, the Florida Big Reef. D, the Great Barrier Reef. Or E, the Mediterranean Reef. Which one of these reefs is the largest reef in the world? This one should be an easy one, right? A, B, C, or D. Remember, or E, and then proceed it with the pound. And and we will tally when the clock hits 40. This one should be easy. This is a free point right there for you guys, right? All right, Domsky still in the lead, break, and everyone else following. So let's see what happens now in 3 seconds. 2, 1. Let's tally. Okay, the correct answer is the Great Barrier Reef, and the text went off the screen. Oh, that's a lot to read. Sorry, guys. The Great Barrier Reef, World Heritage Site, Great Barrier. Whoa, what is this? Oh, something happened. I'm not sure what that is. It's a lot of pasting and cutting. I try to get some kind of learning text, and I think I must copy too much of it off of Wikipedia. But anyways, located off the east coast of the Queensland, Maryland, Australian critical blah 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 blah. All right, the Great Barrier Reef is located in Queensland. All right, I don't know what I pasted in here, guys, but it's big. All right, and it's a reef, and it's in the water. It's somewhere down there in the world. All right, cool. All right, hopefully that fact helped you guys out to know what that means. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on. The next 3 questions are what am I questions. You're going to look at a picture and then choose the correct answer. All right, here we go. Loading next questions. Here we go. All right, multiple choice worth 2 points. That timer's at 4 seconds. What am I? What is this picture showing you here? Is it a fanghorn raptor? B, a sarcastic fringe head? C, a fever fish? D, a flare gill bottle dweller? Or E, a vampire pleco? All right. So, what is your answer? Pound preceded with pound A, B, C, D, or E. What you think the answer is? And we will tally up in 40 seconds. Remember, this is worth 2 points. Currently, Domscape is leading at 3. A lot of people following him up at 2. And unfortunately, Barry and Pastor Orl's at 1. Pastor Orl, you should be working. You should not be playing trivia. All right, tallying up the trivia our answers. Here we go. The sarcastic fringe head. That is your answer. Sarcastic fringe head are a species of tube blennies and therefore tend to hide inside the shells or crevices, though some have been found living in man-made objects such as soda cans. Now, that stuff looks terrifying, doesn't it? Anyway, that is your answer. Sarcastic fringe head. Good going breakthrough. He's at 4 points. Domscape following at 3. Everyone else at 2 and 1. Nice going, guys. All right, loading next questions. No question. What am I? Worth 3 points. All right, it's a little harder, so I give you guys 3 points on this. Timer at 6 seconds. What am I? Is it a translucent pixel? B, a white apex? C, a zoolandrel? D, a white runner? Or E, a sea angel? All right, not seeing a lot of answers popping up there. All right, remember pound and then your answer. Pound your answer, guys. Otherwise it won't. Otherwise the system won't count your answer, guys. All right, pound and then your answer. All right, 36 seconds. All right, 40 seconds tallying up because some people I know is missing pound. I'll let it go for a couple seconds. All right, tallying up answers now. The correct answer is sea angel. They are gelatinous, mostly transparent. Gelatinous. They are gelatinous. Mostly transparent and very small, with the largest species reaching 5 centimeters, the largest of which are polar species. These are found in the ones that are found in warm waters are far smaller. Some species of sea angels feed exclusively on sea butterflies. So remember that. Maybe next question, one of the questions next week might be, what are sea butterflies, right? All right, so Domscape's leading at 6. Wow, Domscape. You're racking it up. Lots of fivers following up Domscape. Nice. Breakthrough at 4. Aqua balls and a bunch of other people leading up. Nice. Good to see you guys putting in those answers there. All right, let's see what we have next. Oh, we're hitting into the Star Trek trivia, guys. So hopefully you guys are Star Trek guys and girls. All right, here we go. Loading first Star Trek question. Remember, this is all next generation. Sorry about the lag. I can't help that. All right, here we go. Oh, no, one more. What am I? Sorry, my bad. One more, what am I? All right. What am I? Worth 2 points. All right. Is this A, a hairy leg crab, B, a stardust crab, C, a yellow lab, D, a yeti crab, or E, Bob the crabhead? All right. What kind of crab is this that you're seeing on the screen right now? The hairy leg crab, stardust crab, yellow lab, yeti crab, Bob the crabhead. Remember, pound and then your answer. Is it pound A, B, C, or D? Or E. I always miss E. I don't know why. We're at 35 seconds. We will tally up when the clock hits 40 seconds, and that will be right about now. All right, tallying up your answers, guys. Here he is. The answer is a yeti crab. The yeti crab, also known as a Kiwa hirsuta, an unusual hairy crab with no eyes, was discovered in 2005 on the hydrothermal vent near Easter Island. The bristles that cover the crab's claws and bodies are coated in gardens of symbiotic bacteria, which derive energies from the inorganic gases of the seeps. The crab eats the bacteria using the comb-like mouth parts to harvest them from its bristles. So that's cool. It harvests its own food on itself. How cool is that? Can we do that? No. This is pretty cool. So anyways, coming up. Oh, wow. Did Domscape completely lose his lead? He did. Cameron Nichols at 7. Crystal Shack Aquatics at 7. All right. Breakthrough and Domscape at 6. And everyone else following up. Nice. Looks like it's going to be a close one, huh, guys? Yellow Lab. Yeah, that's right. Yellow Lab, damn it. I'm just saying. Yellow Lab. You laughed at that one, but you didn't laugh at Bob the Crabhead? Seriously? All right, warm them hands up. Ready for the Star Trek trivia section of this trivia night. So here we go. Loading first question. Star Trek trivia. Next generation. Load. Load. Why is it not loading? Uh-oh. There we go. First question worth 2 points. In which century does Star Trek The Next Generation take place? Is it A, 21st century, B, 22nd century, C, 24th century, D, 26th century, or E, 29th century? All right, which century does it take place? All right, it's worth 2 points, 20 seconds on the clock. We got Cameron and Crystal Shock Aquatics leading the board right now. Here, remember pound and then the letter. That, the letter of your answer, okay? We're at 32 seconds. We'll tally up in 5 seconds, guys. Good luck, guys. And here we go, tallying up the answers. That's it. The answer is 24th century. The series takes place in the 24th century. The Next Generation premiered the week of September 28th, 1987, drawing 27 million viewers with the 2-hour pilot Encounter at Farpoint. You thought it was the 2100s? That's interesting. All right. Well, there you go. Cameron Nichols and Crystal Shack Aquatics is leading at 9. Breakthrough and Domscape leading. The leaderboard has not changed. It just moved up some points. All right. Here we go. Loading next question. Star Trek Next Generation. What is the name of the planet? What is the name for the home planet? All right, I didn't put home planet, but home planet for the Romulans. All right. Clock's on the board. Answers on the board. Is it A, Romains, B, Romulus, C, Ramadan, Mondamin, or D, Mars, or E, Remus? Which one is the home planet for the Romulans? Okay, remember your answer is pound and then the letter of your answer, whatever you think it is. We're at 30 seconds. Running on the board. Chris Cameron and Crystal Shack leading the leaderboard. One of them's got to break the stalemate here, unless they're really good Trekkies. All right, tallying up all the answers now. The right answer is B. Romulus was the inhabited second planet of the Romulan system in Sector Z6. It was the home world of the Romulans and the capital world of the Romulan Star Empire. Romulus was destroyed by a supernova in 2387. All right. Go. Crystal Shack's up on board, on top. I don't know if Cameron actually answered and got the wrong question or he just was lagging. That's interesting. Oh, he didn't answer at all. Oh, he answered too late, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Good try. Maybe you were Googling it? Who knows? All right. Question number 9. Here we go. Loading it up. This one's worth 2 points. Timer on the board. Answers on the board. What class of ship was the USS Enterprise NCC 1701E? All right. What class of ship? All right. Class of starship was the USS Enterprise NCC 1701E. Was it A, Constitution class, B, Galaxy class, C, Defiant class, D, Miranda class, or E, Sovereign class? Which class of ship was the Enterprise NCC 1701E? 30 seconds on the clock. Crystal Shack Aquatics leading the leaderboard. All right. Oh, don't want to say anything. Let's say, but hey, tallying up answers. I'm seeing all the answers come in, and a lot of people got it wrong. Guys, the Sovereign class, guys. The Enterprise NC 1701E was the Sovereign class. That was the one in the movies. That was after the Galaxy class crashed, all right, in the first movie, right? Generations, I believe. All right? That was NCC 1701D. Okay? So the Sovereign class was introduced during the 2370s and was, at the time, the most advanced starship design in the fleet, though not as large as the Galaxy class starship. And then if you Trekkies know, the next, actually, after the Sovereign class, I believe, was the Intrepid class? You know, the one from Star Trek Voyager? I thought that was the most advanced class after the Sovereign class. Or was it before the Sovereign class? I don't know. If you're a Trekkie and want to talk Trekkie, go and give me an IM. Alright, anyways, the final question. Okay? Final questions. You're cheating? You know nothing about Star Trek? Or are you just guessing? Or are you just looking up? I don't know. Is Star Trek the same as Star Wars? Yeah. You seriously don't know, Johan Aquatics, what Star Trek is? Oh no, you're going to get teared apart by all the nerds in this chat right now. I'm sorry to say. I mean, if you have to know Star Wars and Star Trek. You just can't know one or the other. Right? It's just impossible. What rock were you came under? You know, hiding under. You know what I'm saying? All right. Last question, guys. This is a free-form question. I already know what it's worth. It's worth 8 points, guys. So you have to do pound and then type in your answer. Okay, this is tough. That's why it's 8 points. Unless you're a real true Trekkie. And that even for true Trekkies, that might be a little hard. Unless you're real super Trekkie like I am. Especially Next Generation. Here we go. Worth 8 points. This is a fill-in. This is a free-form answer. Okay? Free-form answer worth 8 points. Timer on the clock. Shaka, when the walls fell. What race am I? Huh? Is anyone even going to get this? Anyone? What race am I? Shaka, when the walls fell. What race am I? I don't know, guys. Let's not see any answers. Free. There you go. And I see some people guessing. I think Carissa is a Star Trek fan. Or Star Trek fan, so I wonder if she's gonna get this. Yeah, I know, I'm cruel. I'm horrible. I'm gonna even let the clock run for another 10 seconds while I fill up my vape. Alright, tallying up questions or answers. All right, what race am I? Am I going to tally? Come on, run. There we go. Children of Tarma. Almost. I know what Cameron did. He went and searched. You went and Googled it. The reason why I know is because the Tamarian is the ship that got sabotaged and what they went to go and help. But when they went there, that was when the Children of Tama's ship was there, and then they kidnapped the captain, beamed down to the planet, and had this kind of way to try to communicate with each other. It's one of my favorite episodes. It's really cool. The aliens, they talked in metaphors, right? That's why Shaka, when the walls fell, was a statement based on one of their stories, right? Talking about when something bad happened. So it's really cool. The aliens known as Children of Tama are an apparently peaceful and technological advanced race in which the Federation nevertheless have failed to forge a diplomatic relationship. That's because they didn't know how they communicated until they figured it out in that episode. All right. Let's see who we got. Congratulations, Carissa. You are the champion of tonight's trivia. All right. Everyone give Carissa a high five or whatever. We need high fives or whatever, some kind of thing or whatever. But congratulations to Breakthrough and Domscape who followed along with her. And the 9-point people, which there's like 5 of them, looks like 4, 5. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I hope you had fun. Let's go back to the solo scene. Yeah. All right, guys. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that, guys. I know it's Trek trivia, but I change it up every week, so there's always different things. You probably never see sports because I'm not a sports guy. I'm there. So, yeah. Anyways, any other questions or comments, let me know. Past the dirt road, the correct answer. Did no one actually get that? Yeah, no one did. Yeah, I'm being a jerk. But it was worth 8 points, but I was being a jerk. No, Tarma. No, Tamarian's different. Tamarian's a different race. As far as I understand it. The way I understand it, anyways. I'll check it up. If not, I might give you that point. But I don't know if that will make you the leader. If I did that. Oh, that would have made you leader. I'll have to check that. There might be a recount there. Well, I'll check it out later, but I'm pretty sure Children of Tarma is just Children of Tarma. Tamarians are a completely different race. Used to fall asleep because he made you watch Star Trek? Shame. Yeah, you are a Children of California. Too funny. Cameron, where are you in California? Then Picard told the story of Epic of Gilgamesh. Nice story. Another Trekkie. Very cool. Pastor, you're at work, Shahad. Yeah, I know. I'll give it to you there. But no bonus points or anything. No handicap points. Angelo Fishing. No, I don't know where you were at, Angelo. Anyways, but you'll be able to check scores and stuff later when I get the website up. So. Oh, you lived in Winnetka? Dude, you were just like down the street from me. Seriously. But now you're in Texas. Much better choice. I'm not a huge fan of California. It's so expensive here. It's very liberal kind of thing in the sense that it's like becoming not common sense liberal kind of thing. But that's a whole different story. Too much politics in that. But yeah, Texas. I like Texas. Texas is really friendly. A lot cheaper, well, depending where in Texas. Anyways, but yeah. Any other questions or comments? Go ahead and leave them down below. We'll answer. Other than that, we'll just chat for a little bit. I think you won by default. Yeah, you won by default. Oh, that's true. You still got that invitation. I get my butt out of the world. But, you know, I have to leave my house. That's scary. I hate leaving my house. You know why? If I leave the house, there's this thing called the sun. horrible thing. All right, Ryan, take care, man. Hope you have a good one. Oh, you know what? I mod him. That's the same Ryan from the mod. My Ryan mod. Duh. Such a dork. Huh. But anyways, so it looks like we are going pretty much to end this. No more other question, guys? Glad to have you guys join me. It was fun. Had a lot of fun. And again, we'll probably do this again next week, hopefully. If not, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. But I'm going to try to get back into it, do it weekly and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll try to get more on-demand videos done because I'm trying to get back into the groove. But again, if you guys are doing an aquarium channel or aquatic aquarium channel, join the Aquarius YouTube Coalition group or join the Green Team Alliance group on Facebook. Tomorrow I'm running a workshop to talk about audience retention, about how to make get better audience retention in your videos and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's actually where I'm going right now, is to get all that stuff organized. So anyways, talk to you guys later. I love you guys. Just a quick check on the chat. Make sure no one else has any questions. Oh, someone there. Why is my aquarium have the foam that covered the aquarium surface? Why is my aquarium have foam that cover the aquarium surface? Oh, why do you have foam? It's probably from whatchamacallit? Probably from splashing stuff from your output on your filter, or it could be film. It could be a lot of things. Normally I just scrape it out. All right. Hopefully you don't have. I don't know what else you're putting in your aquarium, so that's really hard to answer there. So, yeah. If you need more help about that, because I don't got much detail, join the Waterbox Facebook group. The link is right there. Right. Join it there, and then ask there, and there's a lot of people that can help you there. So yeah. Oh, Domsky, yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I haven't been doing much live chats, but I'm glad to see you again and stuff like that. Surface film. There you go, Cameron Nichols said it. Surface film. From the surface film. I couldn't think of it for some reason, but yeah. Anyways, guys. Wow. More questions coming in. Where are you guys coming from? Related to aquarium plants, I can grow style rippins with dry start method. Also, driftwood have fungus growth. Can I clean with H2? Yes. Yes. Yes on both accounts. Yeah, style rippins you can do with the dry start method. But again, remember, when you flood it, it might die back. Just need to get it grow back. But by then, it should have rooted really well in your tank. It should grow back pretty quick. Okay? On the driftwood, yeah. H2O2 will work just fine. Just spray it, put it in a spray bottle, spray it, and it should kill it. Fungus. That's how I do it anyways. Okay? Again, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have fun. I hope the trivia was fun for you guys. Again, see you guys next week. I love you guys. Have a great time and stay wet with your tank.